UpTV movies.
I'm Brian. I like UpTV movies.
I'm Dan, and I despise UpTV movies, and this is the
Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast. Brandon and friends host his podcast.
We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
boy.
Oh, it's great to be here, everybody.
Feels
Another month.
It's been a long time.
It does feel like it's been a long time.
I know it hasn't because
Yeah.
we've been doing episodes all week. It just feels like it's been a while.
Feels like it's been a long time.
Yeah.
now.
That'll happen,
And
yeah.
I'm just happy you're joining us today, Brian.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too. I wouldn't miss this.
Yeah,
I'll
it wouldn't
tell
be
you
a
what.
week
No.
without Brian.
No,
I
sir.
thought Jax
For
would get
sure.
tapped for this one, but look at
No,
she
He
no.
does
does.
typically do the UpTV, but it's
Yeah.
only fair. There was no new Hallmark
Yeah.
movie
That's
this
true.
past week.
It felt personal,
did.
actually.
Yeah.
So thanks for making that happen.
Absolutely, brother. So we are talking about Mr. Positively Perfect. I'm sure everybody listening sought it out, watched it live on UpTV when it aired.
Yeah, for sure.
We're really excited to break it down, guys. I gotta tell you, I've begun the work on the best of.
You're doing the work.
Yeah.
Doing the work.
Finally.
We,
Doing something
we
around
are
here.
doing 4 weeks this year instead of 3
Oh, man.
to try to cut
Inflation's
back.
not real.
To try to cut back on the 5-hour episodes.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
That's fair.
it's very exciting, and it's fun to go back and listen to things. I feel like I remember less and less every year, so
Same.
it's a lot of fun to go back.
We were in
and,
a group chat with Ryan Popola about our show that we do here on Deck the Hallmark about movies that were released in the theaters in the last 30 years. And
movie you guys heard about is currently Mission Mondays.
You said we did something on the Star Wars episodes, Force Fridays.
Force
Shout out.
Fridays. Star of the Week.
Called Star of the Week.
Aaron, do you remember
and
Star
I was
of the
like,
Week?
no, we didn't. And clearly,
I thought it was like a joke you did the first Star Wars episode.
It might be. It might be just
Probably.
the
Because I
first
think
one.
we got to the final segment and Ryan made like a chicken of the week joke, and then we said Star of the
All
Week.
I know
within
is
it.
somewhere
Yeah.
is
I had no recollection of that. Star of the Week.
Star of the Week.
Well, I don't know what you're talking
So
about.
it's great.
but,
It's
you know.
always
Yeah,
a lot of
good
fun
stuff.
to go
Yeah.
back, and so you can expect that. The first one comes out next week, and then it'll
Really?
be every week.
Wow,
through
it's exciting.
first week of July. So
Yeah.
and we're coming up on our anniversary, Dan. Can you
I
believe
know.
it?
It's unbelievable.
Can you believe it?
It's unbelievable.
I can believe it.
You can?
Yep.
Been there, it just feels
Now
that long.
let me say this.
Yeah,
so
say it.
this at the end of June,
Yep.
Yeah.
it will be crossing into our 8th year.
Yeah.
of doing
Going
this.
into our 8th year.
Now,
The best
I don't know
year.
if you saw this big news. Mark Maron, WTF,
Yes. I
did.
shutting down after 16 years. He said he's burnt out.
Yep.
It's burnt out.
Did see that.
So we got 8 more years left.
At
But I
least.
think episodes wise, we're closing in on him.
I think we might be.
I think we're closing in on him. I'm gonna look right now.
Yeah,
we
why don't
are.
you do that?
So I that
It's a big deal because that's one of the
one of the
OGs.
OGs. Mark Maron is kind of plowed the.
We're
the fields.
That
Yeah.
fields.
The
We're-
field
we
podcast.
have
Yeah, he's out there tilling.
he's plowing
got
it,
to
bro.
stick to your goils. We
He's got his seeds
we have
spoiled.
way more episodes than he does. I was wrong with that. He's
In
but
your
I will say
face, WTF.
1188 episodes.
That's what he
No,
does?
this says I guess there's some you can't access.
Yeah, everything goes back behind
All
the
right.
paywall. He's actually really
16
smart. He does
Yeah.
this thing.
Yeah.
The archive.
1648 episodes.
Okay.
So
That
I
should
think
be
we'll
right.
probably catch him by the end of this
So
year.
we're coming for
Coming
you, Mark.
for you.
That's right. You
Oh,
hear
he's
that,
scared.
Mark
That's why
Maron?
he's calling it
you're-
off.
Our natural competition in this business, Mark Maron.
Your hard-won interview a week
Oh,
is
poor
burning
baby.
you out.
Two, actually.
He does a really great job, actually, with his interview.
I've been burned out for years, and you haven't been able to tell.
Just push through.
He's been burned out since the first episode.
I'm just phoning it in.
just letting the
I quit my
quality-
career to phone it in.
The quality
Come
suffered
on.
for you.
Yeah.
You guys didn't think Dan calling Rocky Mountain Christmas a turd was him being burnt out?
Oh.
He watched it in two chunks,
Yeah.
3 chunks.
sittings.
He's burnt out.
Burn out, guys. If that
burnt
movie
out.
didn't do it, this one did.
Spoiler
We
alert.
are talking
In the best way.
Mr. Positively
Positively
Perfect.
Perfect.
That's PAW.
Yeah, I get it.
Positively. For those of you playing along at home, are we ready to dive in?
It's
Let's
a
do
dog
it.
movie.
Dog
Let's
movie.
dig in.
UpTV. This movie was created in 2023 and finally has seen the light of day.
Yeah,
Took
they had to
2
get
years
it
to
just
craft
right,
it.
man.
You gotta
You
get
gotta
it
get
right.
it just right.
With
Just
its
perfectly get it
Yeah.
Locked in.
Positively
US
perfect.
television debut on Sunday, June the 1st. And it went a little something like this. Daisy Lou. Hey, Daisy Lou!
Daisy Lou!
Hey, get over
Juniper
here.
Lee?
Daisy Lou is an aspiring graphic designer and a big fan of dogs.
Don't be bombing any arms.
She wants
Don't you do it.
She wants to start her own design business and adopt a dog, but all she can handle right now is fostering dogs. She works at her best friend's coffee shop.
Did she foster any dogs in this movie?
Just
hitting me.
Patches was
Her
foster.
dog. Yeah.
Okay.
He's adopting from her.
Yes, she
Through an
works.
organization, but she has the paperwork. It's
Don't
fine.
worry.
Yeah.
Don't get bogged down in the details.
I got it.
She works at her best friend's coffee shop that also helps get the dogs adopted from the local shelter. She finds out that Jace James is moving back into town, and she does not like Jace James. She used to be inspired by Jace James. She used to know him. He's from there, but he moved away, and now he's out there. He was making furniture and had a show with his girlfriend where they would do interior design for the stars. But they've broken up, and he is moving home. But she believes that Jace James has abandoned his ideals about furniture and restoration and wood.
I remember when I abandoned my ideas about
Yeah.
furniture. It was tough.
As she's ranting about Jace James, he walks up from behind her and overhears it. He's like, "It's good to be home." He decides that he wants to adopt the dog that Daisy has been fostering named Patches. So she decides to help him do that, and then in the process pitch, helping Jace like market a new image for himself that they can enter into the design expo and win $50,000.
That's right. Clear as crystal.
Clear as crystal. So she keeps showing up. At first, it's just to make sure that he's getting used to the dog. And then it's to help give him pointers on how to interior design his house. And then it's just like to hang out. And she starts recording videos of him building a dog house out of refurbished wood. And she thinks that there might be something good there that they could use to help win the expo. After having an argument with her mom, she rushes over to Jace's house and is shocked to see his ex is there, the ex from the TV show. She saw the video of the doghouse and saw how happy he was and realized that she really missed him. So Daisy ends up, for some reason, sticking around for dinner as those two lovebirds catch up. And then she overhears the ex talking about how dumb the expo is and how she's entering. The reason why she's entering is to enter in that she's rebranding a person. She read the rules. You can't do that. So Daisy leaves and looks it up.
Daisy leaves.
And she's right.
Daisy leaves. Get over here. Is that
Jumper Lee.
Cece's sister?
She is Daisy Lou.
Daisy Lou.
First of all,
Daisy Lou.
put some respect on
You
it.
said Daisy leaves. I did a bit.
Uh,
Sorry, you get back to your thing.
I did Daisy Lou.
But you said
And then I
Daisy
did Daisy
Lee.
Leaves.
Just now you said Daisy leaves, and I acted like
Oh,
Daisy
that's-
leaves was a person.
Oh, Daisy leaves. Cece leaves.
Yep.
It's come around
Cousin.
early.
You got. You're here.
Hey, did
Welcome.
Cece leaves make the move?
I don't. We got a thumbs up from
Yeah,
there.
we got. Yeah,
That's good.
I think she's
Yeah.
here. We'll find out in a few months.
Daisy leaves and looks. No, you can't see Cece.
I don't
Not
see her,
right
but I
now.
hear her.
Storage, but I always tune in for my favorite hockey.
Do you always have a microphone?
Yeah.
All right. Can we talk to you in about 3 months?
Your beard's looking great.
She's right.
I'd
isn't
love
she?
to
Really
fall
is.
into you.
Oh, thank you.
Good job, Brad.
All right, love you.
Love you. Kisses.
Pumpkin's looking good. Daisy
What?
leaves and
Your pumpkin's looking good. That's
what?
sexual harassment.
No.
You can't say that. You can't say
That was
that.
a trap.
You can't.
You
No.
all
Fell
can
for it.
admit. You all can admit that for the month of June, her pumpkins look good.
For the time of year, you're right. You're right. You're right.
I'm not commenting on her
Absolutely
pumpkins.
right. He's correct.
I'm not going to do it.
For those of you that don't
Coward.
remember, Cece Leaves is a little scarecrow that stands upon 2 pumpkins.
All right.
For those of you that maybe don't remember,
It's derogatory to
Philo.tv
even
slash
talk like
DTH.
that.
You can't see her right now, but you can
'Cause
go
it's
back in the
June.
past.
Yeah.
She's gonna be in the best of in a couple weeks, actually. So,
She made it, huh?
She made it.
Unbelievable.
So Daisy leaves and looks up the rules, and
Daisy
she
leaves.
as we can.
Jennifer Lee.
And she's right. You can't enter a person into the Design Expo.
Who knew?
So who knew? So she goes to tell Jace to forget that she ever existed, and he ends up surprising her by sending a yarn sweater from the Yarn Bomber.
You got yarn bombed, y'all.
The Yarn Bomber, everybody, is somebody who has. Hey, Cece.
That is one pumpkin.
Oh, it's one pumpkin. I apologize.
Whose other pumpkins are you talking about?
We do have something.
You're talking about somebody else's pumpkins.
No. That's not what I was-
Oh,
You
trouble
talking
in
about
paradise. Oh no! Medical emergency.
Aaron, we do have something that's two pumpkins stacked on top of each other, right? I'm not making that up. Okay, great.
You're looking at other pumpkins. I thought you just looked at my pumpkins.
Cece, come on. You're better than this.
You're not.
Okay, so they look it up. You can't enter a person into the Design Expo. Yes.
Yeah.
So he sends her a yarn
Cece
sweater
leaves.
from the Yarn Bomber. The Yarn Bomber sounds bad. It's actually someone who knits yarn blankets
And just Banksy's them
and
all
then
over
puts
trees.
them all
Yeah.
over trees.
Yes.
So this convinces her that she should still enter the contest. She gives a presentation and she is disqualified.
Immediately.
Twice.
Fastest disqualification.
She's disqualified
Yeah.
twice, actually.
New record.
Also, she finds out that her mom is the Yarn Bomber.
Yeah. Twist. We
which-
did not
yeah,
see
We
we
didn't
coming.
see it
that
coming. A video of her presentation goes viral. People are calling it the future of marketing. Turns out it was Jace who posted it. He was there recording the whole thing. So she goes and she finds him and they kiss and they decide that they're going to go into business together, making videos and saving the sea lions. And that, my friends, was
Mr. Positively Perfect. We did it.
All right, let's take a
Oof.
break. We'll come back. We'll break this movie down here on
Take a Hallmark. What a dry summer for Cece.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. We're talking.
she's looked better.
Oh, no! That was
Oh,
tough.
you gotta do it like that.
I didn't do nothing.
Do you guys feel that? The earth shake?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another earthquake
Yeah.
here?
Let's get to the hot take. It's where we share our thoughts on Mr. Positively Perfect. I'll start with you, Brian. Somebody that we weren't sure we were going to see this
No.
week.
That's right.
but we
here we
gotta make
are.
time for
Can't
Bra
keep me
Guy.
out of
Yes.
here. Yeah, I'd like to start with the good.
Okay.
Is where I will begin. The leads had some moments together where I thought the chemistry was pretty good. Some fun times.
That is a scalding take.
After when they're eating the ice cream, I'm like, oh, they're having fun
When they're eating the ice cream with the
with
forks.
the sticks, the popsicle sticks.
You thought that they had romantic chemistry?
No, they were just I wouldn't go as far as to say romantic.
Okay,
just
You
chemistry.
thought they had chemistry as
They-
actors
they were
on
ha-
the screen.
At that moment, they were having a good time together, and I came across. I said, "Oh, this looks fun."
I'm gonna chalk this up to you trying to be positive about every movie
Positive.
and you looking for something. That's what I'm gonna.
Okay, thank you.
I'm gonna give you that.
Sure. I like them I liked him in that role of a former TV host. Like he did a really good job doing that in this movie. I thought.
Define really good.
Like he was good at it. I'm like, oh, he was a TV host who got fired. Yeah, I believe that for him. That was good. Most of the movie, the chemistry between them wasn't there for me. Another standout, Patches. Yeah, round of applause, Patches.
shout out
We
to
love
Patches.
Patches.
Good
Yeah.
time having the
Phenomenal dog.
Not enough dogs
Not
in
enough-
the movie.
Not enough
but
patches.
Good to have Patches the amount that we did. The yarn bombing, at first I'm like, this is ridiculous. Then I looked into it. It's a real thing.
Yes.
And so I'm like, and the pictures I saw look really cool. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'm on board with the yarn bombing. Cool that they included it. call me a dirty, filthy, stinking hippie, but I did like the reuse angle here. The recycling, like
dirty, filthy. What was it all? Dirty,
What?
filthy,
just- yeah,
stinking
hippie. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool. I thought it was gonna be like a quick, hey, let's.
You are pro repurposing stuff.
Yeah.
Wow,
Okay,
what
wow.
a bold take,
So,
Brian.
Wow, you're
Man.
brave. It's so
Well,
brave of you.
I know.
So polarizing.
I was nervous
you
to
know?
come out and say it, but I think it's a good idea.
What are you going to say next? You recycle?
Yeah.
Well, after let's try to reuse first, but sure, we can.
Do you
Yeah.
compost? You got a rain barrel?
No. I wish I had a rain barrel. I'll tell you what, the amount of flooding I'm dealing with, holy cow.
It
So
hasn't rained in like a week and a half. What
I
are you
know
talking
it's been
about?
good lately, but
Brian is
It's been good
always
lately.
Brian,
Do you have 100 acres of farmland?
How long have you
man.
lived here? When did you move
3
here?
years in July,
You have been dealing with flooding for the last 3 years.
dude, nonstop. Even
You
my
have
last
had,
house,
You have had to redo your basement
Twice.
I was going to say 3 times. So
maybe
twice.
maybe 3. I've had to rip out the floor probably 3 times. Water is ridiculous.
Move.
Like
Water is ridiculous.
Don't boo.
Move.
Vote.
Water just finds me. It finds its way, and it turns out I'm the way. It just everywhere I'm going, water is just
The
finding
way of
me.
water. That's what Avatar 2 is all about.
So, I did like the idea of the
Shout out
reuse.
Avatar 2.
Thank you for that. Yeah, they did. It wasn't a little blip like, hey, we're going to talk about reusing materials and then we're done. Like they kept doing it throughout the movie, so very cool. How dumb? I had to like. How dumb do they think we are
So
as
dumb.
viewers?
The
though?
dumbest.
I'm moving to the bad.
Yeah.
If you haven't noticed.
F you? Did you say F you?
If you
I'm moving to
haven't
the bad,
noticed, no,
F you.
that was subliminal. You weren't
F
supposed to
you.
catch that.
F you didn't
No.
notice.
If
That's
you
right.
didn't notice. I felt dumb. I'm like, am I this dumb that it needs to be spelled out so blatantly? Like, should I just play with my phone like they think I'm doing? Because musician, he had a dog, she fostered. Like, there was so much just in your face where it's like, guys, you don't need to do this. Like, we can figure some stuff out. I can draw some lines myself. I didn't have to, though. The set, super empty, and you felt it, which was a bummer. The biggest thing, which was a huge downer, you can't tell me 2 musicians are going to write a love song together and then have them not do it at all.
You can't if you're this movie.
Like, I was so pumped when I'm like, okay, fine. Yeah, we know he's a musician. He wears a vest. He's obviously a musician. He doesn't, for some reason, doesn't know she's a pop star. They figure out they like music. They're going to write some music together. This is going to be fun. This is going to be like, what's that movie with the singer of Maroon 5, Begin Again, where he writes that
one.
cool
Yeah.
song,
Yeah.
Lost Stars, which I did listen to after this movie because that's what I wanted from this movie.
Did you think they were going to deliver that?
I thought there was a chance where they're going to, when she went to get the pen and paper, I'm like, oh, we're going to get a scene of them working on a song together.
No, man.
Not even close.
No.
So I wanted more from this movie. Bottom line.
Bottom line.
So I don't want to take your hot take, Dan, but Dan and I were watching this movie together, per usual, and almost at the same time we had the same thought, which was we should just be doing UpTV movies. Like, it's just so easy. The fruit couldn't be lower when talking about this movie and most UpTV movies. They are in it, and I will say, like, the big takeaway whenever we head over here is, oh wow, Hallmark has really up their game, because even now, like, Hallmark's worst is like still for the like a lot of times it's like you're like grasping at straws with some wait what's and like whatnots, where this is just like
The Whatnot is a new segment
Whatnot,
we're trying.
yeah.
Yeah, that's in the 5th segment.
with
we're
this
gonna-
movie. I don't think there is a scene without a wait what. I don't
No.
think it like it, and it's just incredible. I had a blast. It's not good. It's real bad. Loved every second of it. Guys, I can't get over the fact that her big plan was to enter a person into the Design Expo.
That's right.
And then was shocked to find out that it's against the rules.
And then to
like,
do it anyway.
And then like she couldn't figure out a way to pivot and not talk about a person. Like, they have created things, recycled,
Yes.
reused dog items.
That's right.
Just use those. Don't talk about Jace. That's not so. And then to be like, this is like the new way of marketing. It was just all so funny. and I loved every second of it. This is what got me into the game. You know what I mean? And so it's just good to be back. It's good to be home, and it's good to remember why we do this. Dano?
Yeah, I can imagine that the folks that run UpTV were watching Happy Holidays with Jessica Lowndes and Ezra over the holiday, and they were like, apparently you can just air anything if you want to. And we've had this dog movie sitting on our shelf for 2 years that makes that movie look like Singing in the Rain. So why don't we put our dog movie on to show everyone just how haphazardly slipshod a movie can be? There are times in Brandon and I's now almost 8 years of doing this job where we have moved from a co-working space to a basement to a living room to a studio space to a bigger one to a smaller one to a bigger one to a house. We've moved around, and we have to make shift all the time with things. But we'll just be like, well, we'll just do this for now. We'll just do that for now. We'll just make it work with what we have. That is this whole movie. It is literally just, well, we don't have spoons. They're eating ice cream. We don't have any spoons. We'll just put the like fork things, sticks out there. They're like sample things, but without the spoon part. Put those out there, and we'll just make it work. You can't enter people in the competition. We'll just make her think that she can just like do it anyway. Yarn bombers don't make sweaters for surprise gifts. Doesn't matter. That's all right. This movie has nothing going for it aside from a dog on screen. And I got to be honest, no one that made this movie has ever looked at how that works. how it looks to adopt a dog, foster a dog, walk a dog, feed a dog, talk to a dog, pick up a dog. It literally, no one has ever done the thing that they're supposed to do all movie long. This movie is 83 minutes of what if we just did it anyway? That's what this is. It is categorically one of the worst movies I've ever seen, but it is hysterical and it flies by. If you want a bad movie that is a laugh a minute, you can positively not do worse than Mr. Positively Perfect. Put it on the DVD box. That's all I got.
It's time for the feels. We're talking about what this movie gave us feels. I'll start with you, Bri Guy.
Thank you. My feels were laughed out loud, and I think I'm going to try to incorporate this into my daily life. After Daisy and her mom had that argument in the cafe, her mom says, and I quote, "I will see myself out," before she leaves the cafe, a public space. And I just thought, what a funny thing to say when you clearly don't need to be seen out at all. So I'm just thinking, standing in line at the gas station, I'll see myself out. Just anywhere where it just doesn't make sense. And so I thought that was brilliant, and it may not have been on purpose, but I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt here and think that it was, and I love that part.
So,
I'll see myself.
It's a bad movie when even Brian's wait what's infiltrate all the fields. It just they sneak in there.
I'll see my way out.
I will see my way out. I'll see myself out.
So this movie was made with a full cast and a full script.
I don't believe you.
All I could think about while watching this was there's a YouTuber who makes movies called Joel Harver. He also does shorts. He did the one where it's the scene from Home Alone that didn't make the cut.
Yeah.
He makes these funny videos, but he also makes these full-length movies. And last year he did 12 movies in 12 months. And his whole thing, I was watching an interview with him, and his whole thing is, I went to film school, and I just remembered I had more joy making movies with my friends growing up, where we didn't have a script, and we didn't do things. And so this whole experiment was, I'm going to make 12 movies in 12 months, no script. And I'm just going to bring my friends on, and we're going to build a movie together, like when we were kids. And maybe we should give that a shot.
Yeah.
Maybe we should give it a shot, because I can't believe it. I can't believe that nobody said some of this doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And I have to believe that however many hands that this script went through, unfortunately became a discombobulated mess. And then,
That's why it
and then no one told the actors, hey, if it doesn't make sense, make it make sense.
Make it make sense.
Do the thing, like just play with it. No one let anyone play with it. And so what we were left with was a movie that just made so little sense. So little, in fact, that a movie with no scripts, with people just playing on set, makes more sense than this. And that's really something.
We rewound this movie numerous times.
So let's just try one.
Yeah.
Let's just try one where we have the idea, but we just kind of let the actors play. Let's see what we can come up with. Let's see what we can come up with. Dan?
Yeah, mine is, and this is only if I get to watch with Bran. That's with my best bud Bran over there. I would take 5 Christmas versions of this over the course of October 15th to New Year's Day. If I get, because it's a grind out there. It's a grind, and this is not Happy Holidays bad. Happy Holidays is bad without a lot of this fun stuff that we have here in this movie. This is a worse movie, but it's hysterical. If once every, 5 and 2 months? So if once every 2 weeks or so, I could watch a movie that is of this caliber, Christmas with Bran, I think it'd be a fun time. I think it'd be a legitimate fun time. And we would laugh so hard and we would have the best time. So there's that.
Thanks, buddy.
Because we had a blast. I was so tired this morning and we started this movie really early and it was still amazing. So
let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll get to the way, what, and the what the Hallmark here on Deck
Deck
the
the
Hallmark. Really good. Welcome back, everybody. We're talking about Mr. Positively Perfect.
yeah, we are.
Let's get to the way what. So we're talking about what in this movie made us go way what. I'll start with you, Brad Guy.
Yeah, there are a few to choose from. Hoping we don't overlap here.
I hurt my hand.
Again, what'd you do?
I hit it on the desk.
Oh, man.
What are you doing over there?
I don't know.
Do you work
It's
too
not
hard.
a full contact job.
You're working too hard.
I'm working too hard.
There were none people in this town.
None
Just
people. Ghost Town. Silent Hill. I mean,
ridiculous.
just ridiculous.
So even in the scene where a fan runs up to him, it was creepy because there was nobody else
Yes.
around. Like add some busyness.
Hearing
something.
that it was filmed in 2023 makes me think they were still following like COVID
protocol. Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah. So Jason, Matt, when Jace was moving into his place, him and his buddy Matt,
Oh, okay,
his
got it,
musician friend who wears the
Yes,
vest because he's a musician.
Yeah,
That's
the,
right.
the Timu All-American Rejects lead singer.
Yes, him
Guys.
and Matt.
Look up both people. Look up the lead singer of All American Rejects and the best friend in this movie.
It's
and they're
unbelievable.
The same person.
They were carrying boxes in from where? Was my first question
Yes,
because
yeah.
they're just walking up the walkway with
That's right.
boxes.
There's no truck out
no
there.
truck, no
No
trailer,
nothing.
no pile of anything. And Jace is wearing, typical moving attire, which is khakis, white t-shirt, denim shirt over top.
What's his boy wearing though? What's his boy wearing?
Was he wearing a white t-shirt and vest?
He's wearing
I don't
a
even-
vest.
Yeah, the vest.
He's
is
wearing
Like
a
a dress
vest.
vest. Like
Yes.
a suit vest.
Yeah, not a vest.
Like he rented a tuxedo and gave it all back except
the
one part
vest.
I
It's
know
got
what
one of
I'm
those-
wearing to move
Yeah.
today.
for the rest of his
Yeah, I
life.
got to move in this
They
vest.
couldn't
So-
have been less prepared.
You know how I know it was a real move is every box was labeled something different.
Something different. Yeah.
There was not
No.
two of the same. There are 30 boxes that they decided to have.
Yeah.
Someone got a Sharpie and was like, what's something else it could be? They couldn't do 3 books.
Things and stuff.
3, like a 2 kitchen, 2 fragile. No, every
There's
box.
not one box that has a weird combination of cups and
Yeah.
art supplies.
Miscellaneous.
Perfectly organized into boxes.
All different box names.
So the
That's
moving was
key.
great. And then he went to get a coffee because he was tired from moving
Yeah.
and just pristine. Just looked
Yeah.
like he had just ironed
As
his
you
clothes.
do when you move.
So that was just really great. She went from you can't walk Patches, the dog, to fine, keep him overnight.
That's right.
Real quick. Like
That's right.
not anything like, all right, I'll bring him over. We'll
Yeah.
see how he is in your house. We'll see. No, just fine. Take him. Get him out of my sight. Like just within a moment's notice there, switch. And Matt the musician, this bugged me so much. He didn't know in this tiny little town that a former pop star owns a coffee shop.
There's like 12 people in the town.
Yeah.
It's mathematically ridiculous. He didn't know.
He should have known and just been like nervous to bring it up or something, but he just didn't know. Had no idea. He listens to her music all the time. Didn't know she was right there. The guy doesn't drink coffee. Doesn't go in the coffee. So Just and also this one bugged me so much because this is something I always struggle with. Jason's house apparently came with hooks for artwork to just be hung up because you
He
just
turns
chuck
around.
something up
Yeah.
on the wall,
Yeah.
no problem, perfectly level. Didn't need to find a stud,
Nothing.
nothing,
No.
just ready to go, just hooks ready to go,
She's like, oh, you hung it up.
just like that. Yeah,
You hung it up. Turned
Like,
around, it was hung up.
unbelievable. So that's what a lot of my walls don't have stuff on them because I'm like, I don't know what's in there. I don't want to mess with that wall, so I would just leave it bare.
Yeah.
Not in this movie.
None here. No way.
Stop
that
there.
it?
I'll stop there.
Daisy. This is when I knew we
You
were
took
in for
like
it.
none of mine too.
This is
It's
where
tough.
this is what I knew that we were in for. I wrote down the close.
The close
Oh,
one's
yeah.
on there. Yeah, for
This
sure.
is great.
This is when I knew that we were in for it. And this is this is the first scene in the movie, I believe. Daisy is talking to her friend, and she says, "quote You know I can't adopt a dog until I start my own business. All I can do is foster dogs."
It's one of the worst sentences I've ever heard on film.
Why? Why? You gotta take care of the dog either way.
What's the
right?
difference? What do
Like,
you guys think the difference is in
There's
this
no
movie?
Mental.
like
It's mental.
just because you're fostering the dog doesn't mean that you somehow have to take care of the dog less.
That's
So
right.
like if
Yeah.
your whole thing is like I can't adopt a dog until I start my own business and like maybe make the money to then afford a dog, that is a responsible and understandable thing to live your life by, I guess. But to say I can't adopt a dog until I start my own business, all that I can do is foster is, well, you're basically there, brother. Like
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
sign the adoption papers and keep the dog. I don't know what the difference is between those two as far as a time commitment. You still have to pay for the dog food. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. There's not really any real difference aside from at some point
Someone's gonna come get the dog.
come
Yeah.
and get the
It's gonna
dog.
While
rip your
you
heart.
have the dog
Yeah.
as a foster, you're treating them like you would a dog
Yeah,
that you
you
have.
still got to
the
do all the
same thing.
things and feed the dog.
I can't do that
She
until I
can't
start
do
my
it.
own. But
Until
when
I
you
start
start
my
your
own
own
business.
business, life really slows down.
in the
That's
right.
the key.
That's the key. That's the big difference.
So he walks up and he has something from the dog store, and she's like, can't believe that he went to the big chain pet store instead of the local store. And then no less than 10 seconds later, we find out that the local pet store has closed down.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
where did she expect him to get the stuff if
Yeah.
not from the big?
Brand, she only fosters. Okay, she doesn't own them, so she wouldn't know.
You went to Pet Elite? Granted, it is the only pet store in town, but I can't believe you did that. What's like the I don't know. And then she, does get on him about not knowing how to walk the dog, and it could be because the leash that she gave him to walk the dog is a leash for a dinosaur.
It is
This
massive.
leash is so
They don't know
big.
how to dog leash
It's
in this
so
movie.
long. It's and Patches couldn't be smaller. Patches is just a cute little fella, and that leash is massive.
About
And-
that leash,
Go ahead.
real quick. There is a scene in this movie. If you're listening to this and you've not seen this movie, that's probably most of you. There is a scene where she looks at him as he's learning how to walk a dog, and she balls up the leash like a tangled mess, hands it to him and says, "Hold it like this." Hold this ball of tangled leash. That's how you hold it. Not by the handle, not by the grip. I've balled up all the excess leash and just grab it like a newspaper that's been crumpled up. That's how you walk
That's
a dog.
what she taught him. It's insane. Here's how you do it. Step one, clump it all together.
You
So
clump
gets
it all together. That's the big key. That's how
If
you
you're
make
lucky,
the dog.
it'll get
Yeah.
knotted up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're lucky.
yeah. You have to untangle that mother.
And it's awesome, and you love that, and it's fun.
Sheesh.
This made me irrationally mad because of how many times that they used the same shot. But exterior shots, right?
Oh, the
So-
house shot.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
we get outside
You're
shots of
absolutely
houses to show us where we are on a regular basis. And for some reason, she's a working person, and so she gets to her house in the evening. That's when
course.
she, is there. And so instead of using an exterior shot of a house at nighttime, they use an exterior shot that they have color corrected to make it look like it's night.
And it doesn't look that
And
way.
they could have
Not at all.
picked any
Yeah.
house
Yeah.
at nighttime. And we would have been like, I guess that's the one. But instead, I am stuck constantly wondering, why did they pick that shot of a house in daytime if you want it to be nighttime? We can see the clouds. We can see the clouds in the sky.
And the shadow
Just
from
like-
the eaves of the roof.
You could just go to the second page of
Yeah,
the stock
stock.
footage if you can't find a nighttime one, or just type in house at night. I don't understand
No.
it. I don't understand why that shot, and they used it no less than 5 times.
So many times.
Her mom being the yarn bomber was
Oh, what a twist.
the Shyamalan wishes he could come
Yeah.
up with a twist like this. They gave us nothing.
Nothing. We didn't know we were supposed to wonder about the yarn
we
bomber.
didn't know we were
have
supposed to wonder.
No.
And then there was no way for us to even,
Piece
in
it
our
together.
wildest
No.
dreams, think that this mom was doing that. And then it comes out and she's like, you know who made that sweater? And she's like, well, the yarn bomber. And she's like, you know who the yarn bomber is? It's me. I was so confused about why this storyline was in this movie, and I don't really know what to do with it. It's something that I'm going to think about for a long time. The decision to make the mom the yarn bomber, even though she starts the day at 8 o'clock in the morning, gets to the coffee shop, works all day, and then knits all night.
No, she doesn't work at the coffee shop. She works.
No, she goes to the coffee shop at 8 o'clock,
Yeah,
gets the
and then
coffee, and then
works.
goes
Yeah,
to
I
the
got you. Yeah,
office.
yeah,
Gives
yeah.
presentations
Give
all day.
That's right. Yeah, which we'll get
Knits
to.
all night.
And there hasn't been like this whole thing. Like, if the lesson throughout the movie was her mom being like, you can have a full-time job and still be creative, right? Just like me or something.
Yeah.
I don't like, but there was nothing about that. There was just like her mom being really hard on her for working at a coffee shop. And it was really, really weird. And then last but not least is the line, one of the last lines of the movie, when they're talking about the yarn bombed sweater that she gets.
Of course, which she does too, because yarn bombing is not knitting sweaters as gifts. That's not what that is.
But that's either here or there. She does say the best gift to give someone is the gift you want yourself.
Yeah, which is, man,
It's almost never true.
Yeah.
Like,
No.
I love all of you so much, and I can't think of many things that I would gift to you that I would like at first be like, oh, I want that for
Brand,
myself,
you've
because
been-
you have things that you like.
Yeah.
And I know that about you. And so I think through, what would Brian like? What would Brian like? And I will get you then something that you would like. If I like, what would you do with an Orlando Magic sweatshirt?
yeah, I was about to say, you keep giving
Right.
me Orlando Magic.
Yeah.
I don't know
Just
why you
taunt
keep
you
doing
with
that.
it.
Yeah. It's like I give you, here are season tickets for the Magic games.
Yeah.
Hoping that I guess you give it back to me.
Maybe that's
This
what
is
you.
this is a advice that only works if you're giving a gift to someone you don't know.
Yeah.
If
So,
you are
yeah.
giving a
Yeah.
gift to an acquaintance or someone you're like, what gift card would I like?
Right.
Okay, great. But if you're giving a gift to anyone that you know at all, this is the worst advice you could possibly give. Why would you give them something that is particular to you?
Yeah.
and
And then
thoughtful to you.
are we to understand that what's his name in this movie?
Jace?
Jace would like that sweater. I mean, I
Nah.
like the sweater,
Nice sweater.
but Jace isn't wearing that sweater. The best gift to give somebody is the gift that you want yourself is really, really bad advice.
Yeah.
This is terrible.
You're supposed to think about the other person when giving a gift. Dano?
We've not talked nearly enough about the end of this movie. She is trying to pitch this dude as a design initiative, and that's illegal. She gives an impassioned speech to this director, and he's like, great speech. It's still not allowed. Then she's like, well, we didn't win the money. I'll never start my business. Turns out there was a video of her speech that went viral that allowed her to start her business. All right, classic TV movie trope. But then we find out the video was taken by Jace. So this is an expo outside where there are maybe 8 people there. Where is Jace? Where is he? She doesn't see him. She didn't know he was there. Was he dressed up
And it's not like the
as a
angle.
giant bush or tree?
Yeah.
I hope so.
What
Oh, I
was
hope so.
Jace doing?
And it's not like as Dan is talking, looking this way, I'm over here recording.
Yeah.
He's recording
Dead
straight
straight
on.
on.
Yeah, over the
Dead
shoulder.
straight on.
Over the shoulder
She
shot.
does not see the dude she's interested in a sea of a half dozen people. He is somewhere in disguise recording this. He is,
As she gives a presentation that is about him.
that's about him.
It's not like he's not on the mind.
It is one
Yeah.
of the more dumbfounding to your feels. This is the moment where you're like, guys, you can't just do this. You can't just say he took this video and it's gone viral. He would have had to be there. We know he wasn't there.
Yeah.
We watched the movie. He wasn't there. We didn't make an appearance. It was crazy. I love the idea of the yarn bomber, which is someone who puts yarn up all over the city for the love of the game, has a side business where they knit sweaters for people that they sell. That's the opposite of yarn bombing, the way I understand it. Also, we're to believe that this woman, who is our lead's mom, she says coming into the coffee shop is always the highlight of her day. So we know the ceiling of her day. Second of all,
Was seeing her daughter at the
the
coffee
sick
shop.
brag,
Yeah.
still,
but yes.
the sick brag that she gives is that she speaks in public because she gives a presentation every day. So every day, like even stand-up comics don't perform every day. Like even there's occasions where people just have to work and prepare. She is giving a presentation in front of a group of people in an office every day.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild. And then she goes home, and I asked Erin, who said it was nuts. She goes home after a full day of work and she knits an entire sweater that is given to her daughter the next morning. Guys, just make it make sense. Like like a few lines of dialogue could really punch this thing up and make it make just a little bit of sense. Jace takes Patches home, and she shows up at the door, and he's like, well, the pee pads didn't work that you gave me. And it's like, all right, first of all, that's a grown adult dog. You can take the dog right outside. And then second of all, you walk in the house and you see a couch, this pristine, and then you see a pillow, a throw pillow that has a giant piss stain on it.
Yeah.
Just giant. And then you see it's going to get a little graphic. You see a discolored paper towel sitting on the couch under the pillow. This guy has wiped the urine around, kept the pillow on the couch, and kept the paper towel he wiped the piss with on the couch. And then Patches rolls over and chews on the paper towel.
The only thing I can figure here.
This is a hat on a hat on a hat of WTF.
The only thing I can figure here is they're
podcast?
calling it off.
Yeah,
They're not doing it
it's
anymore.
actually not happening
They're
anymore
burned
soon.
out. The only thing I can figure is that he was mid cleaning it up when she rang the doorbell.
Yeah.
And
so
instead of throwing the paper towel away, he was like, "I'll get back to it in a second."
Instead of immediately grabbing the pillow and
Yep.
throwing it in your laundry room,
Right.
immediately grab the paper towel and throw it away.
yeah.
He just was like, I'm going to set this right here
Get
where it
to
can
that.
prominently
Get back
be
to it.
displayed. I don't
Now, who's ringing my doorbell?
I don't understand.
Don't they know?
Juniper Lee.
Juniper Lee.
One of my favorite scenes in this movie that I laughed at hysterically. We did a Paul Green movie earlier about hot air balloons.
Yes.
Stop
Oh,
me if you've heard
yeah.
about it. And there's a scene where he clearly thinks it's B-roll,
I'll give
where
you
he
the money.
gets the ice cream chilies and he goes, and I'll give you some money. It's an all-timer. In this movie, our
I'll
two
give you some
leads, it's an all-timer. It needs to be on a loop.
We
I
should
would
put
watch
that
it.
over music just to see what
Oh,
it would feel
yeah,
like
yeah.
if we cut
And
out that
And I
dialogue.
would give you some I would give you some money. And so in this movie, our two
7.
leads are not at some fancy art store. They're walking down the street and they happen to see, I believe, an artist who's selling art on their front lawn. These paintings, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, yeah.
outside, it's on their front lawn. And they talk to this artist and they're like, this is really cool. And then Jace looks at her and he goes, how much is that one? And she goes, $500. And he goes, great, I'll take it. And he pulls out of his pocket, I guess he was carrying a
Fat
few grand.
stack, man.
But then he hands her two bills. And
Two $250 bills.
two $250 bills.
Obviously.
So this is a scene where he knew he might stop by an art yard sale. He had thousands of dollars in cash in his pocket, and those were all $250 bills. And he handed her.
Got that TV money.
He handed her two 250 spots, and he took the
Keep the
painting.
change.
Are you positive it was only two
It
bills?
is one of the
It
best.
can't be.
It's one of the best scenes in movie
I need
history.
to take it to the table.
It's
Man.
great.
I can't believe it's
Oh.
just two bills.
It's fantastic,
You know-
and I love it.
You know what's
And
funny about that was I always want to know the amount of money things are
Are?
in movies,
Yeah.
and they never do it, and they did in this.
and they did it here,
and then
they didn't follow through
like
at all.
nothing came of it. I'm like, well, that's why they don't do it, because the whole movie I'm waiting for it to get stolen
Yeah.
or for something.
But also, who has that kind of cash?
Yeah, just-
like just to be like, well, yeah, I guess we can, we can just 500. That's easy. It's not like, do you take Venmo or Zelle? It's just like here's a few bills.
250.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Say what?
Is that it?
No.
No,
that's
no, no.
not it.
I was talking. Are you
That
done with your
is
wait once?
not it.
Oh,
I've
great.
got
Keep going.
more if you
Okay,
can believe
yeah,
it.
Go.
At one point, they bring in a Baxterette. He's just dating this girl, and she's obviously blonde and mean and just classic. And at one point, our leading lady grabs two plates with one arm, and she goes, "You can tell you've been working in hospitality for a long time." Because she can carry two plates at once. That was the giveaway there, was two plates. I'm very confused. Then we also get a weird PSA in this movie about chocolate and dogs that's hysterical, that you should totally watch, even though the amount of chocolate in an energy bar probably wouldn't kill your dog. It's a wild scene. That is all I've got.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right. He's got the
What's he
money.
got? He's
got it.
in his
He's
wallet.
gonna hand
He
it
hands
to her. Oh,
Let's
that was
get-
just a little bit too far. You take over here. It's time for the What the Hallmark. It's where we wonder what could have been. Maybe I was to clear any questions that we still have. Fry guy.
Yeah, I feel like in most competitions, what you have to do is some sort of like application or sign up, or you have to clear a bar of sorts to be
Yes.
involved.
I think it's one bill.
Oh no.
Oh, that ruins the whole thing.
That's the best shot we got of
That's
it.
even worse. That's
It might not be a bill at all. It might be a sheet of paper.
Yeah.
it's at the very least. It's definitely not $5. At the
No,
very
it's
least,
not $5.
It's definitely less than $5.
It's two 250s.
Yeah, clear as day.
All right, go ahead.
Makes the most sense. So I just feel like at some point, why was she allowed to get so far in this competition using a person? Like you have to present like what
that's
you're
tough.
going to. There has to be some thing where you are approved to do what you're supposed to do. So I don't understand how she even got this far into the competition with a person, unless she was just lying to them on her application and they thought she was going to do something else. And she got in there. She's like, I'm going to quickly, pull the wool over the eyes. I just don't understand how she got in the competition to begin with this.
My favorite part of that was when, he tells her for the first time that she's disqualified. She's like, well, I think you've got some backwards thinking. and then goes into her thing. And the guy is then just like impressed. And you're like, oh, he's going to come around. And he's like, still a no.
Still a no for me, dog.
Still a
Yeah.
no for
I'm
us.
glad he
no.
stuck to it.
Yeah.
Because he
Hey,
was
listen,
right.
Still
it's
a
against
no.
the rules. I don't know
You
what to
got
tell
to
you.
read the rules.
Take the
Okay.
best one, Brian. Go ahead.
Her best friend
Here it is.
is in a band.
Can't believe
Was
you
in
got
a
the
band.
band.
She
Yeah.
was a
Was,
pop
yeah.
star.
Yes.
I can't believe you didn't bring this up.
This is
She was a
unbelievable.
pop star, and now she has a coffee shop. She gave it up. When the All American Rejects lead singer walks in and realizes who she is, he talks about how much he loves the trumpet solo on the song Orange Crush.
Uh-huh.
And I felt like I had a good handle on, I thought she was just like a pop artist, But now there's a trumpet solo.
Yeah.
I don't know of
Rare.
any pop songs that have a trumpet solo in it. So now Dan and I are
Ska's
thinking
back,
it could be
baby.
a ska band.
Yeah.
Is she like a Gwen Stefani
Yeah,
type artist?
okay.
Maybe
Ska
no
punk,
doubt. I don't know. I need to know about
Yeah.
this trumpet solo in the song Orange Crush. I'd love to hear it. Dano?
Mine was that, and then also it was definitely Vest on Moving Day. You have to question, even the low budget movies do have wardrobe. That's kind of there's a job that somebody does. Who was like, we're moving It's denim jacket and suit vest time. This is when the big boys play.
I can't, like, I just can't
if I
believe.
can't have denim, I'm going to have formal wear. I can tell you that. Like, those are my two options. Either one's fine by me. You pick first.
Tyson from All American Redux didn't think that we would notice the vest.
It's unbelievable.
Like
It's
everyone,
not a sweater vest.
10
It
out
is
of
a
10 people.
suit vest.
Yeah.
10 out of 10 people are taking the vest off when they start moving.
100%. He's got a T-shirt on underneath.
Yeah.
There's no way he's wearing that
That
vest.
vest is going to give him hell.
Yeah, it's got to go.
It's unbelievable. He's got to
When
move
he's in-
along. He's got to
He's
keep
going to
going.
move along.
Yeah.
Move along.
Yeah. It was a big swing. That's right.
And
What
is
else
that
we
it?
got?
It ends tonight.
They got yeah.
And then the new album. We did it, everybody. Congratulations to
That was
us.
fun.
It's time for the double ticker of the week.
Oh, we're
Becca,
still
we
doing
doing
that,
that?
huh? Yeah.
Do we want to take the week off? What do we want to do? What day?
No,
Well, I
it's
say
a
it's the
Thursday.
Brian movie of the week.
We'll
I don't know
see
what
it
to
next
tell
week.
you.
No. We'll
You
just
wanna be
do it.
done?
We'll skip it.
You
We'll
know
skip
what?
it.
It's
We
usually the
don't
skip.
wanna.
It's not a Hallmark movie.
That's true. It's not.
Wait for it. Wait for
Yeah.
it.
Wait. No.
Swing.
We're not doing it, Aaron. You can't make it.
No, you can't make it. It's a dumb idea, Aaron.
Yeah, that was the worst idea you've ever
Merry
had.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Podcast is produced by Aaron Shea. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.